Champions League anthem, but hey, it is still, interesting that if the UEFA Europa League anthem and the city of Cologne in Germany is the battleground as two of the most successful sides in the history of the UEFA Cup / Europa League clash today in the final of Europe's second best club competition. We are talking about the Europa League. Inter Milan versus Sevilla. Sevilla are the record champions. Inter Milan are among the group of teams that are second best in this category. They have won it 3 times. Sevilla, of course, 5 times they've won it. So Julian Lopetegui and Antonio Conte go head to head in Cologne to determine who will win Europe's second most lucrative club title. The first Ligue 1 begins today, so we know that the 2020-2021 season will officially be on. And in tennis, well, this guy says he is on a rescue mission to save tennis. I'm talking about world number 1 Novak Djokovic. He said he is only participating in the US Open because he believes that somebody has to step up to keep the sport going. And in basketball, the sleeping giants have awoken. Milwaukee Bucks and LA Lakers, they returned from the slumber which they were in when they played their first games in the playoff series. They both lost in their Eastern and Western Conference encounters, but last night they returned emphatically, and the series in both of their cases are now tied 1-1. Good morning, welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM in Benin City. My name is Sanliu Ibrahim. They call me the Sports Calabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Sadofe Francis, the Sports Berlusconi, and Agosa Bekan, the Sports Maestro, are also on the show this morning. Guys, let's begin in Cologne, where Inter Milan will be taking on Sevilla in the final of the Europa League. It's going to be 8 p.m. kickoff time in Nigeria. Inter Milan manager Antonio Conte says he sees the glass as half full after the Europa Champions League after they were eliminated from the UEFA Champions League in the group stage, and that meant that they dropped into the Europa League. So he feels that he's got to go all out to win it for his for them to really achieve something this season.
For Antonio Conte and Julian Lopetegui, tonight it's very, very important for both managers in terms of laying their hands on the European trophy. It's a close call. One can really see for sure that this team will go out there and beat this particular team. It's going to be the team from Spain defeating the team from Italy. Both of them, they've shown what Mourinho would say character. They've shown good football. The tactics has really been spot on from both teams. They've scaled all the others, even when it was home and away, and now it was just a one-leg-off thing in Germany. Both of them have shown that they have what it takes, the characteristics of becoming a champion. The team that we wanted more today will definitely be the team that will win it. For Antonio Conte, he wants to prove a point. He has won the Italian Serie A, the Italian Cup and all that with Juventus, and also dominated, won the Premier League. But one thing that have really eluded him is the elite competitions in as far as club football is concerned in Europe. That is the Champions League, and this one that is on the verge, should he play very well with his team today to win. And dropping and finishing second to Juventus, then dropping to the Europa League, he does want to prove a point. I hope that tonight himself and Lukaku, who has really been in fantastic form, will be able to prove a point against Sevilla. This is where I'm afraid they go all out. Sevilla, they are very, very slicky. You think you are attacking there, you are doing all the ball playing. Once they get hold of the ball, it was just like what we said some couple of seasons ago with Real Madrid and Zidane, that they were the most dangerous team without the ball, and that's what Sevilla. We saw the game against Manchester United. United, for the better part of the first half, had all the chances to have scored, but they defended well. The goalkeeper was spot on, but the moment they had their chances, they were able to take them. And we've also seen that Inter, they are clinical as well in front of goal. like I said, the team that won more tonight will be the team that will win it. That is definitely a close call. One I don't want to be sticking my head out for.
Well, for Antonio Conte, he wants to win a big trophy for Inter. Though they won 3 times, he also wants to join the club of the managers that have won it. But when you look at him, I think he has got to win experience. Having done that with Juventus and Chelsea, and for Lucien Lopetegui of Sevilla, he has not won any major trophy. So tonight is going to be big for him. He wants to also make a bold statement. And besides, they are specialists in winning the Europa League when it comes to talking about Sevilla, and the way and manner with which they got to the final, beating Manchester United on the way, 2 goals to 1, even when it seems like that Manchester United will find a way of getting past them. But with the kind of players they have and the kind of style they play, the type of style they play, which is sitting deep and getting an encounter, when you have the ball, I think that has been working out for them. But tonight, facing another team who knows how to win, you're talking about Inter Milan. We don't finish second behind Juventus in the Serie A, and so far they've got a fantastic goal scorer in Romelu Lukaku. 33 goals so far this season, and he has scored 10 goals in the Europa League. Tonight, he will have to add more to it and also try to break the record set by Ronaldo de Lima when he scored about 34 goals in a single season. So the whole lot is at stake tonight, and I'm sure with the way the Italians dispatched the Ukrainians talking about Shakhtar Donetsk in the semi-finals, 5 goals to me, come on, they're ruthless. And if they go out today and they are as brutal as they were that night, I'm sure Sevilla will be in for the thrashing. But notwithstanding, it's a final, so anything can happen. It's a game of 90 minutes, and if nothing happens, extra time and penalties. But tonight, the champion will emerge.
And to imagine that Sevilla won their first Europa League title, or the UEFA Cup Europa League title in 2006. They beat Middlesbrough 4-0 in the final, and they've been in the final 5 times, and all 5 times they have won it. In 2007 they won it again when they took on fellow Spanish side Espanyol. That game ended 2-2. They won on penalties. In 2014 they needed penalties again to win over Benfica. That game ended in a goalless draw, and we were talking about the Gutman course on Benfica. 2014, Sevilla beating Benfica on penalties, and they did it again in 2015. Returned the trophy, beat Dnipro 3-2 to win that title, and then 2016 they did it again, just the way Real Madrid were dominating in the Champions League. They won it 2014, 2015, 2016. Real Madrid won it 2014, then started from 2016, 2017, 2018. So Sevilla 2014, 2015, 2016 they won the Europa League. So the final time they won it was in 2016 when they beat Liverpool 3-1 in the final. For Inter Milan, they've been to the final 4 times and they won it 3 times. In 1991, they beat Roma 2-1 on aggregate to win. That was when they were still playing it over 2 legs. In 1994, they beat Austria Salzburg 2-0 on aggregate. In 1997, they lost to Schalke on penalties after it was 1-1 on aggregate. Then in 1998, they drew with Lazio, but they won that match 3-0 eventually. So that's how Sevilla, Inter Milan have won 3 titles. So we've told you several times that the most successful side in this competition is Sevilla. They have won it 5 times, so they stand alone. But there are some other clubs that have done pretty well in this competition. Atletico Madrid are one of them. They've won it 3 times. Barcelona have won this competition 3 times. Inter Milan have won it 3 times. Juventus have won it 3 times also. I remember when Roberto Baggio was there. Yeah. Liverpool, they won this competition 3 times. Valencia 3 times. Borussia Mönchengladbach 2 times. Chelsea 2 times. FC Porto twice also. Feyenoord twice. Leeds United twice. Gothenburg twice. Parma twice. Real Madrid twice. Tottenham twice. Ajax twice. Tottenham twice. Ajax once. Arsenal once. AS Roma once. Bayern Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, and so many other clubs have won it once. So there that is what we are going to be getting today. Two big sides in action: Inter Milan versus Sevilla. Well, you heard the manager of Inter Milan, Antonio Conte, at the beginning saying that well, he feels that the cup is half full rather than being half empty, because they're supposed to be in the Champions League. They started out in the group stage. They were highly favored to advance from their group, but they got eliminated, and so they came to the Europa League. However, they've got Romelu Lukaku, who is on a hot scoring streak. Scored in 10 consecutive matches right now, and if he gets a goal in the final, he will extend that record.
Yeah, the possibility of him getting a goal is there, and I think Lukaku with this form is slimmer, sharper, and faster than Lukaku we saw at Manchester United. I think with him and what we saw, the way he has been, using his strength and pace to push aside the defense line of his opponent has been fantastic. Rather, I think he's going to use that today. And my own issue here is when the ball does not get to Lukaku, especially when Sevilla are able to cripple the midfield of Inter Milan. That's the problem. He's not that kind of a player that will go deeper to get the ball. But when he's there and the midfield is suddenly with the ball, give Lukaku and Martinez the ball up right there in the final third, especially this season with Inter. They can do those damages for you. And that's one thing that Sevilla will want to try to avoid, to try to capitulate the middle of Inter Milan today. If they don't, then they definitely get to suffer from Lukaku. Either way it goes, I think Lukaku will be in discussion today.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see. But that's the final of the UEFA Champions League for this season. Okay, sorry, the UEFA Europa League for this season. The one for next season has already started. We're going to have a game today. Trepen Galazano, they will be taking on Gilani. That match also at 8 p.m. This is the qualifying for the preliminary round of the UEFA Europa League for 2020-2021. Alright, we gave you the fixtures of the English Premier League for next season that's starting on the 12th of September yesterday, but the French Ligue 1 begins today, and when we return from this break, we will be looking at the fixtures. Stay tuned.
Consider the winner for the 9 mobile Mega Millions promo. 90 people go hammer 1 million naira every day for 90 days. 4 people go win smartphones every hour, every day. The one way sweet pass here, now the 10 million naira grand prize. If you know be 9 mobile customer, move, come our site or buy a new line. In addition to the plenty millions and smartphone, we go summer you a free 1 gigabyte plus 500 naira airtime instanta plus up to 100% data bonus for 1 full year. So make you recharge 200 naira and above. Make you for the win. Ring Mobile.
Block by block, city after city, we couldn't have done it without your support. 60 years of building for growth. It's our anniversary, let's celebrate together. Lafarge 60, we built this city.
Lafarge Africa, makers of Elephant and Superset Cement, is celebrating its 60th anniversary. Look out for a surprise in the bags for you. For retailers, the more bags of Lafarge Cement you buy, the more free bags you get. To buy Lafarge Cement, visit any Lafarge outlet near you or call 01-271-3990. Terms and conditions apply.
Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food.
My dear, I am tired too.
I think it's about time to go solar.
Go solar?
With Vertical Solar, you can go solar for as low as 36,000 naira monthly by paying in installments of up to 12 months.
Really?
Vertical Solar range of products can power household devices such as televisions, fridges, air conditioners, microwave, water pumps, electric iron, washing machine, and lots more. With extensive pay in installments plans up to 12 months with 10 years warranty.
Wow, what are the benefits of solar energy?
We're talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, zero noise and smoke emission, and reduced generator maintenance cost.
Solar located?
Number 28, Country Home Hotel Road, off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City. You can call them on 0816 170 1105 or 0703 623 4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, lifetime power partners.
I say we party go put on election day. And then you go press your finger on election day. My people of Edo State, this na to let una know say our governor Godwin Obaseki and him deputy Philip Shaibu, where they do all the better work for Edo State, where we dey see and where we don't agree to vote to come back and continue the good works. We won't dey get that party again, though. Now PDP them day now. So therefore, my people, on the day of election, now PDP we go vote, and now umbrella we go press our fingers. My people, now waiting I talk. You say that PDP we go vote, and now umbrella we go press our fingers. Bam! Now don't hear them all. Vote Godwin Obaseki and Philip Shaibu on September 19th, 2020. Vote PDP. 4 plus 4, talk back.
Welcome back to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KFM. Benin City with me, Stanley Ibrahim, the sports Ibrahim, Sarafi Francis, the sports Berlusconi, and Agosa Ibrahim, the sports maestro. Okay, let's go to France now and talk about the French Ligue 1. It begins tonight with Bordeaux hosting Nantes. Nantes, of course, they've got Nigerian international Moses Simon, and we hear that he's been enlisted in their team to take on Bordeaux tonight.
Yeah, fantastic fixture is going to be the first match, the opening match of the 2020-2021 French Ligue 1 season, and it's going to feature some Nigerians in both sides. Josh Maja as well as what's his name now, Kalu. Samuel Kalu will be playing for Bordeaux, while Simon Moses is playing for Nantes. It's going to be interesting, but let's look forward to the one that will take the first maximum points and see how far they'll fare this season. Both teams, they are mid-table teams, and for last season, well, Simon Moses did well for Nantes and was voted player of the season for the side, and for Josh Maja and Samuel Kalu, well, they did their best, but I think they did not finish where they expected. But so they have an opportunity to go at it and see how far they will go this season. We know that league is dominated by the champions, PSG. Then you have the likes of Lyon also trying to fight for titles. Then
Lyon finished seventh
last time. Yeah, you have Lille, and you also have others who are also beating down the necks of PSG. Yeah, Monaco at some point we expected them to be one of those that would be giving PSG that top five, but we did not see them do that, especially when they started selling their top players 3 years ago. So it's going to be another nice season, but I see PSG also doing what they know how to do best, especially when they also get to strengthen their team and see how far they will go for Champions League next season if they fail to win this time. So it's going to be tough, but we all know those that will come at maybe first to 10 in the French League.
Now let's look at the other fixtures in the French League.
Okay, after the Bordeaux game today, tomorrow there are just 2 games. One against Andes, then Lille will play against Reims. Then Sunday you have Monaco against Reims, Lyon against Strasbourg, Lens against Brest, while Nice will play against Lens. Then okay, the state is alright. Those are the ones. The rest are from 20 to focused.
Okay. Then for the Eredivisie, we've got Villeneuve taking on PSV Eindhoven. That match is also today. In the Belgian Jupiler League, Kortrijk, Austin Everton's former club, will be taking on Eupen. In the Major League Soccer, that's talking about the United States, and games were played yesterday. New York Red Bulls defeated New York City FC 1-0. Columbus Crew beat Chicago Fire 3-0, while New England Revolution and Philadelphia Union played out a goalless draw. Okay, and that's what happened in the MLS last night. Okay, let's talk about what's happening now in the transfer market. Some stories coming up about what the clubs are trying to do as they prepare for the new season. New Barcelona manager Ronald Koeman We hear he wants to bring Liverpool and Netherlands midfielder Jorginho Wijnaldum, who's 29, to the new camp. And with what's this guy's name from? Alcantara. With Alcantara coming, maybe it's time for Wijnaldum to leave. He's been one of the unsung heroes for Liverpool. You know, he comes in, does his job. He and the Guinean boy, Keita, you know, Naby Keita, they've kind of been quiet, but they just come in and they do that.
I think to be a mistake. I think why shouldn't play more like football games for Liverpool than Naby Keita has done for Liverpool. I think to be a huge mistake. He like you said, he's the quiet type on the pitch, but goes in there and get the job done. I remember when he came in less than a few minutes against Barca, the season they won UEFA Champions League, that was last season. Less than 5 minutes, he got the goal, the third goal, before Divock Origi got the fourth goal that actually won it for them. So for me, I think letting Wijnaldum go, it's really going to be a big mistake. Yes, they've got quality in that particular position, and if they get hold of Thiago Alcantara for
Fabiano is there, Henderson is coming, Henderson is there. Maybe they can afford to let anybody go in that position.
Yeah, but again, what if you now meet Barcelona in the Champions League, which is most likely going to happen because they are from different countries, and that player, like I said, is a very, very good player, Jorginho Wijnaldum. I love the way he came into the English Premier League and developed. He came with Newcastle United. Unfortunately, they were relegated. He left and came to Liverpool, and really he has done fantastically well.
Okay, Arsenal. The fans of Arsenal will not like this one, but let me tell you, nonetheless, Brazilian centre back Gabriel Magalhaes, he has delayed making a final decision on a move to Arsenal after rumors emerged of a potential late bid by Manchester United. Well, I've criticized Manchester United of not having that pool they used to have, because in the past, if Manchester United wants you, they get you. But at this time, see what Borussia Dortmund are doing with them over Sancho, and it's really, really disappointed. But they still have some pool, especially when they are battling with a club like Arsenal for the signature of a player. So for the player to say, okay, hold on, yeah, I wanted to sign for Arsenal, but now that I've heard that Manchester United are interested, let me see how serious they are. So it's like he's making Arsenal second choice.
Yeah, United need a left-footed centre back to put Harry Maguire to the proper number 5 and play him as a proper number 6. The point it's not because United probably are offering the better contract. I think you look at it, United finished third last season, Arsenal finished way down. Arsenal will be playing in the Europa League, and you come to a club where you can play in the Champions League, and most likely you go, far, make your name, and the bigger boys right now. I'm not saying United are not big boys. United fans should not come for me. But right now in the market, the way the world is right now, Real Madrid and Barca are way bigger than Manchester United in terms of what they achieve on the field of play, not money right now. Maybe
if Barcelona are not careful, next season they will not be considered in that bracket.
So you look at it, and those clubs will come for you, like Real Madrid, and you go over there. So I think that's the major reason. I don't think because Arsenal, they are not offering better contracts, or United, they are offering something bigger. I think that Champions League, Europa League is just what's turning the young ones' head.
Okay, but for Arsenal, let me tell you something that will gladden your heart. We hear you are really, really interested in Thomas Partey of Atletico Madrid, and also, of course, Philippe Coutinho of Barcelona, Bayern Munich. So we don't know, maybe they may come. So in case you are angry that somebody is considering Manchester United ahead of you, there are other players that may come to Arsenal. But again, Thomas Partey has been told that he should not go to Arsenal, that he should be playing Champions League football. I think it was even the president of the Ghana Football Association saying this, that he should not go to Arsenal. So if you do not qualify for that, this Thursday football, you get us a view. So you need to always target the Champions League. Now, Manchester United, they have been told that they must pay Bournemouth £40 million to sign the player David Brooks. Yes, and you know, Manchester United, they have decided not to take the winger Douglas Costa on loan, and they want to go for David Brooks. So they've been told that if you want Brooks, come and pay £40 million. Tottenham Hotspur are planning a move for Arsenal's Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Look, I'll be so disappointed if Arsenal sell this guy.
Yeah,
he's 22. He's versatile. He can play in defense. He can play in midfield. He can do so many things. He's got pace. I really enjoy watching him. But maybe he's got disciplinary issues like Matthew Guendouzi. Maybe that's why they want to offload him. I don't know, but I've not really heard anything negative about this young man. I'll be very, very disappointed if Arsenal lets him go. Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp is weighing up excuse me, whether to sign Bayern Munich Spanish midfielder Thiago Alcantara, who is available for about £30 million and keen on the move. Finance is not the key consideration. The Reds are needing to move other players on in the first place. So maybe that's why they want to sell Wijnaldum so that they can get Thiago Alcantara. Apart from the man, they are monitoring Manchester United and Portugal fullback Diego Dalot, who's 21 years old. Brighton, they will not accept Leeds United's third bid for English defender Ben White, and they have reiterated that the 22-year-old is not for sale. They've also said that Lewis Dunk is not for sale. So Chelsea, who wants Lewis Dunk, and Manchester United, who wants Ben White, say keep your money. We do not. Leeds United, who want Ben White, keep your money. We know they sell. Aston Villa are poised to make an opening bid of £80 million for Brentford's English striker Oli Watkins, but the Championship side, they are holding out for £25 million. It was one of the highest scorer with was it 26 goals now that he scored last season. Okay, contract talks between Manchester United and English goalkeeper Dean Henderson are at an advanced stage. The deal will be worth more than £100,000 a week. And we hear he said his goodbyes to his,
tweeted yesterday.
Yes, the Sheffield United that he was on loan at. Manchester United centre back Chris Smalling is keen to rejoin Roma on loan. He spent the season on loan there last season, so he wants to go back. Watford England striker Troy Deeney, who's 32, he wants to stay with the Hornets despite the relegation to the Championship. He's the captain, so he wants to stay with his ship. The ship sunk, but says I want to be there. I want to get them back up. Newcastle United striker Dwight Gale is set to see out his contract at the club despite interest from other Premier League sides. This one player that Liverpool will never forget what he did to them. Then he was playing for Crystal Palace. Yeah. The Real Betis are in talks with Brighton over a move for Spanish right back Martin Montoya. Okay, that's what's happening in the transfer market. Alright, let's go now to the NBA and take a look at what happened last night. The big boys are back. They've awoken from their slumber, and so they have tied their series 1-1. Talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and the LA Lakers.
Fantastic for Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, I expected them to respond after losing the first game to Orlando Magic, and they did that in a sensational way. I mean, they really came out, and right from the first quarter, they made their intentions known to Orlando Magic that they wanted this, and they went out 111 to 96 points. Fantastic for the Lakers as well. They also did the same thing. I must praise Anthony Davis. From quarter 1, 2, 3, it was as if he decided that if the others they came and refused to play, I have come to do something. And for him to have won, others obviously with LeBron and all that, for them to have won their very first playoff since 2012, it's fantastic for them. I hope this can prepare some good things for them. Okay,
so let's look in details at what happened for Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo, they call him the Greek freak, but I think we should also be calling him the Nigerian nightmare. Let's not forget he is Nigerian. And look, even this Antetokounmpo, that you know how they spell it. Yeah, it was his father, you know, when he was they were to write on his write his name on his passport, they asked him, what's your name? And he said Adetokunbo, and the Oyibo man he didn't know what he had, so he spelled it Adetokunbo. And you know they said, you mean Adetokunbo? I said yes, Adetokunbo. And so when they wrote it down, they wrote ANTETOKOUNMPO. Antetokunbo instead of Adetokunbo. ADETOKUNBO. You know, it became his name, and he has accepted him. So Giannis Adetokunbo, he was awesome for the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday. Got 28 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists. For Orlando Magic, their top performer was Nikola Vucevic, who got 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. But it was the Bucks who won 111 points to 96. For the LA Lakers, they took on Portland Trail Blazers, and Damian Lillard, who we've spoken so much about, we've praised him for his performances. He's been averaging 34 points per game since the restart of the NBA. Yesterday, he was a bit quiet. He scored only 18 points, got 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. So, for one of those very few occasions, the top performer for the LA Lakers wasn't LeBron James, it was instead Anthony Davis, who got 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you feel that, look, if the LA Lakers are to win, they've got to help LeBron James. People like Anthony Davis, people like J.R. Smith and other players, they've got to step up, and so that it doesn't appear like it's only Anthony LeBron James who's doing everything. So when others step up, I've usually seen that when you have somebody who's the top performer, who's got the most points rather than LeBron James, they almost always win those games. But sometimes LeBron James will be the top performer, he will score 51 points, they will still lose. Yeah, it happened to them last season.
Yeah. I think, like I said, it was fine. They all came to it, but like I said, Anthony Davis wanted it more, and he just took the game on his shoulders and led the team to the victory.
It was a blowout, 111 points to 88.
So for me, like you said, if others they come to the party to play, it's less work for LeBron James. We know how good he is. Imagine how he played at same level, or probably at a 80-100 level of his, then there's nobody that can actually win that. Something to Milwaukee Bucks yesterday. Yes, was yesterday. Lakers was early hours of this morning. They came to the party. They wanted it. Even as I think was it the third or the second quarter when they were a little bit down. The way they came back into it and scored Orlando Magic showed that they wanted to win the game. And like I said, I hope that energy they will carry into the next game, until they win the playoff and go to the finals of the playoffs in their respective conference, then see if they can make the finals.
Okay, so it's now 1-1 in the series between the LA Lakers and Portland Trail Blazers. Also 1-1 in the matchup between Milwaukee Bucks and Orlando Magic. For Houston Rockets, James Harden, the Beard, well, he was once again their top performer, got 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. While for the who did they play again now? For the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was let me see what was the top performer for them. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he got 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Houston Rockets won that encounter 111 points to 98. So they now lead the series 2-0. This is one of the Western Conference series. For Indiana Pacers, they played against Miami Heat. Miami Heat won that encounter 109 points to 100. Top performer for Miami Heat was Duncan Robinson. He got 24 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, while the top performer for Indiana Pacers was Miles Turner, who got 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Miami Heat lead this series 2-0. Then finally we've got okay, I think that was the last one. We've looked at okay. Sorry, getting a bit okay. Yeah, I think we've looked at all of them. Yeah, Portland Trail Blazers lost to LA Lakers 111 points to 88. For Indiana, Milwaukee Bucks, they won 111 points to 96 over Orlando Magic. Houston Rockets beat Oklahoma City Thunder 111 points to 90.
Thunder won that match 111 points to 98. Who? Oklahoma City Thunder won.
Houston Rockets won 111 points to 98 for Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, that was what happened. Then for Miami Heat, they played against Indiana Pacers. Miami Heat won that encounter 109 points to 100. So Miami Heat lead their series 2-0. Houston Rockets lead their series 2-0. Portland Trail Blazers and LA Lakers, it is 1-1. Orlando Magic and Milwaukee Bucks, it's also 1-1. For tonight, we're going to have Toronto Raptors taking on Brooklyn Nets. Toronto Raptors are 2-0 up. So if they win again, then you've got to say it's going to be a long way back for Brooklyn Nets. Denver Nuggets will be playing against Utah Jazz. That series is tied 1-1. Boston Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers. Boston Celtics lead 2-0. Then LA Clippers will be taking on Dallas Mavericks. That series is also tied 1-1. That's what we have going on in the NBA. Okay, let's go to cycling now. Team Ineos rider Pavel Sivakov. He wants the UCI, that's the body that regulates cycling, to rethink race barrier safety following the scary crash which left sprinter Fabio Jacobsen in a coma. Of course, Jacobsen, the guy who caused it, has already apologized to him. So he's saying that the UCI will rethink security measures for the riders because that kind of thing shouldn't be happening. Descent Quick Step rider Jacobsen, he will require severe facial surgeries as part of his recovery at home. The UCI has been contacted for comments, but they've not said anything just yet.
Yeah, I'm sure they are going to say something because with that kind of crash, he could have lost his life if not that he's still alive today. Anything could have happened because of the crash. But if there was enough security, I'm sure that would have happened. But all the same, I think now that they've not said anything, I hope that they're going to look into it and see how far they can put in some measures to ensure that there's no repeat of it, because the cyclist or the rider right now, I don't think he is in a good mood because of what has happened. But as a body, you have to try and make sure things are in order for you to favor all the riders. We wish him speedy recovery, and we hope that the governing body, the ECI, will do the needful in order for security to meet up in events like this. Jacobsen,
he cannot race in the Tour de France. He says he's even lucky to be alive. But for Sivakov, he has been past fit, although he also suffered severe injuries, but he has been past fit to take part in the Tour de France. Now, the guy who caused the accident, he writes for Jumbo Visma. His name is Dylan Groenewegen. He is 27. He has apologized for the crash, but he has been very upset that people are accusing him for causing the crash. In fact, the Quick Step boss Patrick Lefevre, he called for Groenewegen to be jailed after that crash.
I've seen the footage. I don't think it was intentional. That's what they call. That's why we call some certain things accident. It happens, out of this. It happens. It wasn't as if he intentionally wanted to do something bad to people in the same sport with him. I think it's wrong for the way to say he should be jailed. Probably that was said out of anger because of what happened, and
somebody lost his life.
Yeah. But again, these things they have to review the footage and see if the mistake actually was intentional, if it could have.
That's what this cyclist is saying, that initially everybody was blaming him, but after seeing the footage, both of them were fighting for position, and the rivalry that has existed between them, they just collided and all that. But sometimes you've got to be careful, knowing that you are traveling at top speed, and any little obstruction, you will be sent flying.
It was the first thing first. You know, in the part of this world, we always want to thank God first that the athlete is alive. Then we look at the incident and all that. Now that he has been indicated that they were competing, it wasn't as if he saw continue to push him and ensure that he gets to win it, and that's what he didn't know. Like I said, I've reviewed it, I've seen it on YouTube over and over and over. It was an accident, and when it happened, he was even surprised, and you can see the expression on his face when it all ended and when, and he was also confused, especially when they had to take him out with the ambulance, and he was confused at that particular point. You know, so I think we should try to understand that when you are in sports like Formula One or the MotoGP, that's the bike race.
Formula One is the
so things like this.
That one is the worst because of this.
Something happened to someone in Formula E trying to get a young man. Now he died unfortunately. They collided with someone. That's why most drivers are seriously scared of Max Verstappen. But I think this season, this particular 2020, has been decent on a circuit. So I feel that these things, they happen, and once you sign up in this kind of sport, you need to understand that things like this sometimes will have to happen to someone that you know, even to yourself, and you have to understand that these are not intentional. But when it is intentional, I think that the person involved should face the consequences.
Alright, let's go to tennis now. The world #1 tennis player, talking about the men, Novak Djokovic, he says one of the reasons why he decided to play at the US Open was to help to keep the sport going. He's 33. He's in New York right now preparing for the Grand Slam event, which is going to start on the 31st of August in New York. Many players, including reigning champion Rafael Nadal for the men, reigning women champion for the women Bianca Andreescu, they've pulled out because of health and travel fears. But Novak Djokovic says he feels responsible as a top player that he has to be here. That it's important to keep the sport of tennis going. But Novak Djokovic, you've got to wonder. I know, of course, even if with these top guys there, he usually goes on to win tournaments. But Rafael Nadal is not there. Roger Federer not there. Some other top guys not coming. You feel that this tournament is going to be a bit easier for Novak Djokovic to win. No guarantees, so, but you feel it's going to be a bit easier for him to win. And you also might want to ask, look, if this guy had not tested positive for coronavirus and has not recovered from the coronavirus, because when you recover from a virus like that, you almost all the time develop produce antibodies in your system and kind of make you immune to the same kind of infection, except if the virus mutates and becomes something else. But if it is the same virus that infected him the first time, he's now immune. Yeah, he's now immune to it. So isn't that really the reason why he's deciding to risk this? If he had not contracted the virus and he was going to be open to, contracting the first time, will he be risking going to the United States of America?
Well, maybe could have also said, okay, I want to go, and also because it's a big opportunity for him to also have had another major to his collection. He's one short of, I think, 2 short of Rafael Nadal. So if he gets to win this, then you have a Grand Slam, which is really huge for Novak Djokovic. But apart from that, he was the first to criticize the US Open organizers for going ahead to host the event, and he was also criticized for hosting the Asia Tour. So looking at it from all angles, I think it's also good for him to be a part of it, even if he gets to win the major, being the top seed and the favorites to win it in the absence of Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal. But notwithstanding, I think it's also good. And if other players, maybe from the women's side, who also try to attend the event. It will give more pride to the tournament. Looking at the way it is right now, where you just have few top players attending that event, and at the end of the day, one could question the winner of the tournament if it happens to be Serena Williams or Novak Djokovic, but it isn't their fault. So for Rafael Nadal, who opted out of the tournament, and for Roger Federer, who's out due to injury, so it isn't the fault of Novak Djokovic. I think it's also good now that he's preparing for the Cincinnati Masters, which starts at preparation for the US Open. So keeping the sport going or not, but I think it is wise for him to be part of the tournament, and I must give him credit for getting ready for the Flushing Meadows.
Okay, let's come to Nigeria now before we look at the text messages. We hear that my very good friend and big sister, Anita Okiwe, unfortunately passed on some months back, and she was buried yesterday in her hometown. But we heard that the president of the Nigeria Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, presented the sum of 500,000 naira to the family of the late board member of the Nigerian Women Football League in Imo State. Pinnick was represented by the Chief Operating Officer of ITO Corp, Dr. Ayo Abdulrahman.
Fantastic. The money, even if it's 500 million to bring our sister back, but again, it shows that we are one family and we care about each other in times of needs and in times of things like this. We are always there. It's just a gesture to appreciate the family and herself for what she did for the football family. I hope it's not just going to be something that we'll just asking, what about with all this work that she did for Nigeria, now that she's gone, a family. I hope it will get to that level, I pray. They need help and stuff like that. They should constantly get in touch with the family just to check on them. Sometimes everything's about money, but that call and say, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are okay. How's life with you and all that is more important than any other thing you're going to give to that person. Like I said, it was a good thing. We definitely miss her. Experience the game, advice and all that, we definitely miss her. But one thing that we can do is to ensure we carry the work and take it to a better height, more than where it was when she left the world. I hope wherever she is right now, smiling from heavens and saying that thank you football family, thank you for doing a whole lot and taking Nigerian football to the next level.
Okay, Daniel Lamokachi, we called him the bull during his playing days. He has been appointed as the special assistant on sports to the president of the country himself.
Fantastic. I like it when ex-internationals, ex-footballers are still relevant in the scheme of things in games that they played. It could be athletics, it could be basketball, and they come back to try to develop the game and take it to a greater height. I get more money for him, but the experience, his advice, his expertise will definitely be a gain to the football family. I want more of this. I seriously want more of the 1994, if they are still around, the 1980 players, of course, others get into it and try to help grow a better Nigerian football family. Congratulations to Daniel Mokachi. When he was a pundit, then also maybe not a fantastic pundit, but the fact that he was there and he was, relevant.
Not a fantastic pundit. I enjoyed his analysis of everything.
I think I prefer, just me, I'm not saying, I think I just prefer Joseph Yobo.
Yeah, there are so many of them, Yobo or Kocha, but Mokachi did pretty well to me. Yeah. Okay, so congratulations to him. They told us some time ago that he had been appointed as the technical director of the NFF. Later, the NFF came out to say no, that isn't true, and we know now that on that position is vacant. They told us that very soon they are going to appoint a technical director, but now he has been made a special assistant on sports to the president of the country. All right, no text messages. Okay, let's see. Alright, I think that is the much we can take on the show. We've got to take some commercials. Now we'll see you in the evening when we come on a fresh edition of Sports Face. Now, thank you very much for listening to us. I am Samuel Ibrahim, the Sports Abracadabra. I've been doing this with Sanofi Francis, the Sports Berlusconi, and Egusa Becker, the Sports Maestro. KU News Update is at 9 a.m. Please stay tuned for that. We'll see you at 4 p.m. Bye-bye.
Everybody wants to know more of this and more of that. What is happening around the globe? Me, myself, I want to know. Said you know, 'cause I got good news for you. The best station is knocking on your door. Just say I can relax, babe. Just sit back and relax. 'Cause all you have to do is tune into 92.7 KUFM. Tune into 92.7 KUFM. Tune into 92.7 KUFM. Tune into 92.7 KUFM. Tune into 92.7
KUFM. Turn on excitement.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
Them talk say, no be by the way body they scratch person, 9% scratch out sense. Them talk say to peace no hard, but foul no feet. Word from north to south, east, come, west. For this state our eyes don't open